Hello, everyone. A very pleasant morning to one and all, and a warm welcome to the third session of 1 Week International FDP, organized by Pillai HUC College of Arts, Science, and Commerce. I'm delighted to announce that we have our guest of honor, Dr. Sandeep Kumar, with us today, and I'm privileged to introduce him to all of you. He is presently, hello. He's presently positioning as a postdoctoral fellow at Institute for Space, Earth, Environment Research, Nagoya University, Japan. He's pursuing his PhD from Indian Institute of Geomagnetism, University of Mumbai. He has also worked as a postdoctoral fellow at Physical Research Laboratory, Department of Space, Ahmedabad. Magnetosphere, ionosphere coupling, inner magnetosphere, space weather are his areas of specialization. Sir's thoughtfulness and keen observation unite a well-balanced judgment of his remarkable accomplishment. Sir has more than 9 years of research experience. He also owns several significant international publications and collaborations. He has also pioneered computational skills such as handling and analysis of long geomagnetic data, developing software codes for analyzing large satellite and ground data, expertise in statistical techniques like wavelet, and familiarity with various operating systems. We are truly honored to have you, sir, amongst us, and I would request you to come on the board and interact with our delegates, sir. Thank you so much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind introduction. So, can you hear me? I'm audible.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
we can hear.
Yeah. So, thank you. Uh, First of all, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the participants across the world, as it is an international program. And first of all, before starting anything, I would like to congratulate the Pillai HOC College of Arts, Science, and Commerce for organizing this 1 week international faculty development program on innovation and IPR and entrepreneurship. And basically, we know like to make any program successful, there is a hard work of many people, and especially in this tough time of pandemic. So I really congratulate to those people, and I would like to mention some name like I would like to thank the principal, Dr. Lata Menon, vice principal, Professor Baneet Kumar, convener, and the team behind this program. And last but not least, my dear friend, like and my research colleague, Dr. Jayant Kumar Behra, for inviting me to this program as a guest of honor. And I'm really very happy to be a part of this program. Uh, as earlier mentioned, like in introduction, like I have like space physics background. So like I did my masters in physics, and then I finished my PhD in space physics. And my expertise are basically like space weather, ionosphere, magnetosphere coupling, and inner magnetosphere. Now you must be wondering like how these areas of research will be uh, like related to this topic of IPR. So basically, this IPR is very important to know, not only for science and technology and other parts, other areas of research also, because generally this IPR means what, like anything which we create using our mind, our brains. For example, like inventions, some literary or artistic work, or some symbol or logos, basically which are for commercial use. Uh, like as I told, like I am from science background, so I may be little bit biased towards these things which are used in science and technology. So I will be talking in terms of importance of these works in science and technology and research area. So like when I was a student in India, so during my masters and even I was in my graduation time, so that time these things actually we were not aware of these things. So when I joined PhD, so I have to learn in slowly about these things, like how these things are important for my research, and how basically when I came to PhD, then I had a course on these things like research ethics and intellectual property rights. But when I joined here in Japan last year, so what I see here, like they also have those courses, but these courses are very like mandatory for even master students also, because here I have seen like even master students are doing like a very quality of research papers. So their generally their MSc dissertation, master's dissertation will include some good number of publications in some peer-reviewed journals. So uh, after coming here also, I have to go through some research ethics course in which they teach about how like what are the things which are important and necessary to understand for a researcher. And uh, I will mention there are so many things but I will mention just a few which are like related to this program also, and maybe this will be important for students as well as teachers who are doing their research also. So basically as a researcher you should know at least two or three things like which are very important. For example, like first is copyright issue, second is plagiarism, and third is patents. So I'll just talk in like brief what are these things. So basically copyright is a like legal right which is given to the originator of anything like who wrote some research paper or any literature work to a fixed number of years to print or publish. uh, like for example we take there is a person or a researcher who works in a scientific group, and they are working on some scientific problem, and they got very good results, and those results are very much beneficial for the development of science and even to society. So the best thing to do in practice is that it should reach for to other people so that it can be a contribution to the science. So what we do generally, we have we should publish this in a very good peer-reviewed journal or anything, because without publishing in a journal, we cannot make it to reach for wider audience or targeted people. So when you are publishing in any journal, so we should be aware about the rules and regulations of those journals. Each and it varies from journal to journal. And very often, what happens like author has to transfer its copyrights to journal, specified journal, and these things. So what happens like it means that from the time the author will have restricted rights to use it, uh, reuse or anything. He cannot distribute it without journal's permission. And the thing which is important here to know for the students, like any student who is new to research, is doing some research, and he found some paper which is very useful, and he want to use any uh, figure or plot from that paper. So if he is using that plot directly to his research, then he cannot use it directly. He has to take copyrights from the journal, and sometimes those journal can charge a fee for to reuse that plot or figure. But there is another thing, like if you that figure or plot which is useful for you, and that data is available, and you can replot it, so you that in that case you don't have to take copyright from that journal. But when you are replotting it or reproducing it, you have to give proper citation that is required in a scientific field. So you have to cite it like this thing is adapted from this X et al. And these things. So that is very important. And the another thing which I feel is important whenever you are using some data in your research. So the source of the data may be anything, like it is pre-public domain, or from some you are getting from some organization. So before using that data, we should know the rules of the road. And the rule basically, in general, the rules are like you have to acknowledge it properly. And in some cases, if it is from some mission, so some PI will tell you to give some authorship, co-authorship to, like you have to add some people from that mission as a co-author. So these things we should be like careful. And there is another thing, like uh, sometimes these when you are publishing in a research journal, and you are working in some open problem, and then you realize that, it is generally happen like you are not only one who is working in this problem. There are so many researchers who are also working on this same problem. So generally, depending upon journal, sometimes it takes some months or even years to publish that work. And meanwhile, if somebody other has done the same work and published, then who published first, there is issue, kind of similar issues like who will get the credit for this. So for uh, to counter this problem, some people have like some specific fields, they have archives. So they if they did some research, so they will put in archives. Basically you can archive whatever you put in archive, they are not considered as a publication, a legal publication. But what it helps, actually it immediately established that when you release that idea into the world, and it will also give you some time to prepare your manuscript for submitting in the journal. And many times it also helps to get you the feedback from experts, which will help you to like improve your manuscript. Now what I feel, the other thing which is important is plagiarism. So basically plagiarism is an unethical practice of using someone's words directly or ideas without giving proper acknowledgement or proper citation to them. It can happen sometime accidentally also, and sometimes people knowingly do that. And that thing is also not good because it is not considered as a good practice. Sometimes there are some journals have that rules, like they can even blacklist that person who is doing that plagiarism. So we should there are many software also, even suppose you are writing some papers, so we should check through those softwares like plagiarism test they say. So in that it can say how much like is similar to other person's work. And the third thing which I feel is important is patents. So whenever you are doing any research, if you uh, get something as a patent, that is very important for your research career, and uh, both financially and even professionally. So basically patent, what it gives you, it gives the owner a legal right to exclude others from making, using and selling the same things or ideas which he has. So uh, for example, suppose some people are working in material science or semiconductors, which can be used in high temperature, like near to room temperatures. So those materials are very have like industrial applications. So those things you can do patent. But there are some exceptions also, like you are working in a defense lab or in some atomic lab. So those things you cannot uh, do patents for those things, because those things are like confidential and these things. So in like overall, what I feel, like in what area you are working, and what kind of data and these things are you are using, and if you know all those things, then it will really help you to nurture as a researcher, and it can avoid you to get in some legal issues or other things. So these things are very important, and that's why I really appreciate this effort of making this program, so that people will be aware of about these things before doing any research and all these things, and which will be really helpful for them. So now I am like I really appreciate, like now in India these things are developing and people are becoming aware of these things, and this is a good initiative. So I really want to congratulate Pillai colleges for this thing which they are doing. And with these things, actually, I want to finish my thing, because unfortunately I don't have much time. Otherwise I would love to join you for this session for as long as I want, but I have some meetings, so